ROTE. But today is going to be filled with action, and yesterday was absolutely insane to see who qualified to get here today. So to catch you up, let's go check out some highlights. But everyone in here is getting set up, and while we do that, I believe that Mark C and La Tigris are outside at the patio.
Olaf seems to be breaking in a little bit. I think you'll see people kind of going for those picks, and then whoever lands on them first, I think we'll just have a massive advantage.
And lucky for us, we did get some thoughts from the players themselves after their qualifying rounds yesterday, so let's have a listen.
These events are always fun. It's like you know these people, but you're like actually like thousands of miles away from each other. But when you meet them, it's just like you knew them already. It's great. Actually, I don't think I focus too much. I like chatting with players. It's fun, right?
Well, I came into this tournament not having practiced very much. I just needed to know 1 to 2 comps, and I pretty much forced them every game.
I was really apprehensive about the new set, and I wasn't ready to part with the old set. But after I tried the new set, I was like, oh, this is so much better. So I'm really excited about it.
There's a lot of micro synergies that are very powerful that you can splash in to counter other people.
It feels like you have to be a bit more flexible in your play style, the way you do economy, the way you set up your composition.
I really like the gifts, like the shoes. They're definitely something like I want to keep and put up because it's just like there's something special about it because it's like personalized and all that.
I think I'll just put them on the best corner of my house. I trolled on the 4th game and my chat was harsh on me. They wanted me to try hard all the games, but everyone was having fun, you know, I wanted to join them.
Yeah, so I won the first 3 games. I think the reason how I got first place, I think I need to matter more than other players because I was getting ahead a lot of the fights.
Honestly, I feel like today I kind of played poorly. A lot of the things that I did, like during my practice, went way more smoothly than they went today. The jacket looks amazing, honestly. Like, we all know how much this game means to us now. It's kind of shaping the way our life is right now, right? Like, I wouldn't be here in California. I'm just really hyped to have a memento of that, right? Like, just have a memoir of what happened.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I made it through today.
It's always nice when you can like pleasantly surprise yourself.
I think best part was, of course, my win.
It was fun though. I enjoyed the game. It was a great format.
Their shoes are fresh, the jacket is fresh, but they also came with some fresh thoughts into today's finals.
I thought it was just really cool to hear the community aspects a little bit from Rakeen and Super JJ, who showed up and he was like, yeah, I was gonna try hard, and then I just started joking around the whole time and I couldn't stop myself. And Rakeen talking about how their lives were all kind of shaped by the game. I think it's just really cool to see people, you know, getting brought together, all these names in the same room because of this tournament.
It's one of those things that when you think about events that people go to for gaming, you meet a lot of your online friends for the first time, and that's what JJ was kind of talking about. But interestingly enough, everybody on your screen, they'll be competing here today, and Hafu actually brought up a point about having some comfort comps, and I know Tides had to kind of transition onto one yesterday. Do you think that might leave an opportunity for others to try and block them from the win?
I think people should be more focused on their own game than trying to block others until someone has 2 wins and then maybe someone with 0 is like, all right, well, I can't win, but I'm going to stop that guy. But other than that, I think I like what I was hearing, you know, Rakeen saying he didn't think he was playing that well. It might have a better bounce back day. Keen himself saying, I think I just knew the meta a little bit better and I got a lot of early wins, but then he kind of stopped winning as the day went on. And he was still top 4ing, but he wasn't first place every time. And so with the whole day to sleep, I was talking to Toast as well. He said he watched a lot of games. Hafu, like you said, had a couple comfort comps, but I'm sure to learn more over the course of the day. So I think, you know, everyone kind of meets in the middle somewhere. And so I think this could be a really back and forth day.
If you had to pick 3 players that you think are the most likely to get that #1 spot, who would those
Okay, so
3
Keen
be?
has to be on there.
Right.
I think I'd put on Hafu as well, and then probably Toast always does really well in competitions, as much as a memer as he is. You know, he usually places pretty highly in them. No, I'm going to go Super JJ. Sorry, Toast. I'm going Super JJ. I think he will be more serious today and not table talking with Skara literally nonstop. And he was the winner from Heat A, or Heat 1, excuse me. So I have a lot of confidence in him, too.
Even though Toast called it out on his stream, he didn't think that anyone would be able to beat him today.
We'll see. Maybe I should have put him on my list, but I bumped him for Super JJ.
All right, well, predictions are in over here on the patio, but soon enough we'll be going into the action itself. So, Avali, how are things going on for Halloween inside?
Thanks, guys. We definitely already have some banter going around behind me. Some people taking off their costumes already. I think that's Toast. Before I wasn't sure if it was Toast. Definitely Toast. But we're gonna have a lot of fun going on in the stream today. So if there are any pictures that you see, clips that you take on Twitch, don't forget to tag us at TFT on Twitter and use that hashtag Rise of the Elements Invitational. And also, I know what Mark's costume is. See, I almost gave it away. I know what Mark's costume is. If you know what it is, go ahead and tweet it at Twitter as well, and we'll tell you if you got it right. And for everyone who's watching on YouTube, don't forget to link your Riot account to your YouTube account, because when you do, you will get a free mystery emote. And if you're watching on Twitch, don't feel left out, because if you have Twitch Prime and you link that to your League of Legends account, you're going to get 2 mystery eggs. And you know what it looks like we're getting ready to get into game? I think there's a dinosaur creeping into screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to the casters.
Gonna be loading in pretty soon. Looks like we're loading in right now. And it's gonna be exciting, Lothar.
It's gonna be the first game of the first ever TFT finals. So
yep.
It's gonna be hype.
It's gonna be hype. First to win 3 lobbies. 2nd through 8th doesn't matter. They're all the same. Otherwise, it's all about getting first. No more challenges. Just getting first.
So, what do you think? How many games will it take?
I'm gonna guess around 8 to 9.
8 to 9. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna say 6.
6. Okay. So someone's gonna win half of the lobbies.
Yeah. Already. How many games do you think it will take?
How many games, Avali?
I'm gonna go for a solid 7.
7.
Okay.
7.
6, 7, and I said 8 or 9.
8 or 9 is a wide.
So I'm right in the middle.
So it's a wide
Yeah,
bet.
so wide
you know?
with 2 choices.
Yeah, I mean it's twice the choices that we had.
I had to pick first.
Okay.
You get the prices right, me, okay? It's not my fault. Well,
we have the ocean map.
Yep, ocean map. So and a backline ocean tile, right? 2nd line. So that's actually very, very good for any kind of backline carry. Syndra, pretty solid mage overall.
A sword and a Shojin available already for
Yeah.
King. If you would like to go on an early win streak, that's a possibility to build that item. Especially, it's valuable in the early game, even more in the late game, because when you have less amount of characters, the amount of ultimates will be just, you know, the pool of the ultimates will be smaller. The amount of mana generation from damage taken is also smaller as well. So the ultimates are way more valuable.
That makes sense. So if you could get that one major carry. JJ, missing pinging himself. Oh, sorry, that was Tides missing pinging JJ. I'm glad that the trash talk has already started. We finally get the missing pings.
I cannot turn back.
Yeah.
A Yasuo with a Brawler's Glove already built up. So, what do you think about Yasuo in general on not a cloud map? So would you still like prioritize him to get that gen out later on?
Oh, I see the point. Yeah. I mean, he already sold it, so clearly not important to Tides right here. I don't have a good gauge on the individual power level of characters. Like, I'm starting to get the traits pretty well. I understand, like, okay, you care about Nocturne, you care about Kindred, things like that, but I don't know if, like, Yasuo's one of the champions you can actually stack up
Well,
and feel good
Yasuo-
about, like Gangplank from last.
Yeah, Silver Yasuo is actually pretty damn strong.
Okay.
You know, so that's one thing. But unfortunately, Bronze Yasuo falls off pretty hard, like early on. So he's not that useful just after a few rounds. But if you can get into Silver, he's definitely a possible carry. Now we're going to Becca, and Becca so far only has 2 items, but a lot of gold. Look at that, 12 already.
Yeah. So extra income, extra money. Please send that, thank you.
Who will be victorious?
I'm glad we're keeping up the chat. I'm a fan of this.
All right, there's a potential mage cap.
Mage
There's
cap
also
or
static
Blade Master.
Or Blade Master, that's
Yeah.
true. There's a Warwick being built.
All right,
Good.
Warwick, Glacial Warwick, so if you get one more Glacial, you get the stuns in there, but...
I feel like Nautilius in the early game is definitely worth more than just a Vayne here. He's a very beefy guy, you know, a lot of armor. He has 800 HP for a bronze
and she can
character.
afford it, right? Because it's at 13 gold anyway, so buying medals is
Yep.
actually free
Yep.
in all cases.
Yep.
But, you know, she's prioritizing Ranger buff, prioritizing getting Varus.
The Ranger
first
buff,
spell
though,
off.
when you think about what is worth more early game, right? You need to think about how much time do I gain by putting in a tank that will just get so many attacks into him, and your Varus will get 3 attacks. And probably it's worth more than a potential synergy from Rangers.
Well, we're looking at Becca's fight again as Braum gets the shield up, but it is,
a Silver LeBlanc
that's
already.
strong. Got to backline, killed the Varus, killed the Vayne. I don't think Nados would have saved that, to be fair, but...
Yeah, that's like when someone has a Silver LeBlanc so early on, you can't really do much. Your backline will gonna die at some point.
More ranges found, second Varus. There's an Ezreal in there as well.
It's interesting that she didn't buy the Nautilius at all. Even though she had 3 spare gold, she still didn't buy it.
Yeah, that feels like a small misplay to me. I just think you want the options in all cases, especially when you're so early on. You can run any comp. Checking now on JJ.
What is happening here?
Got Druid going on, level 2 Scion.
Level 2-star Scion so early in the game. Okay, so my guess is that he got. Wait, no, he couldn't get a Scion from the carousel, but he had an item on it, so he most likely got it from a drop from a gold.
Yeah, I think so.
That'll be one of the possibilities, but then still, he got two more from the shops.
I think I
That's
want
pretty
him
decent.
though.
A Scion so early in the
Would
game.
you pick up the Maokais and see if you can get to 3-star Maokai? You just like always grab that?
I think so. I think so because if you have, I mean,
It'll be alright, guys.
just having 2 silver Maokais early game is pretty damn good as well. And there's a possibility, high possibility of having that.
Block
already.
is really strong.
Well, if you high roll and get a 3-star Maokai, then there's very worth to actually hyper roll for other druids and woodland creatures, so you can get a higher value of the copy synergy at some point in the game.
Yeah.
But he went for 10 gold instead and kept the Zyras, kept the Varus instead of going to Maokai.
So he's keeping the Infernal option.
That's
He's
alright.
kept all the Infernal characters he's seen so far and saying, hey, maybe I can get 3 to 6 of that, and that's how you get damage output here. That's going to be interesting to watch. And I do think, I know we talked about it a little bit in the setup, that finding an unclaimed comp is really valuable, right?
Yes,
Because
it
then,
is.
you know, unclaimed comps in this set have a much higher chance of getting 3-star because the other pool sizes are smaller. Basically, it's like, well, all of the Vladimirs are gone, which means I'm going to find Zyras more quickly, and you know, that's actually really valuable. So yeah, unclaimed comps can get a lot of 3-stars here, especially because everyone's going to be playing really, really well. I think, you know, we're going to be looking for the Nocturnes, going to be looking for the meta comps, and so the off-meta stuff can get really powerful really quickly.
What is interesting here that JJ had actually 2 options: either buy the Azir and stay at one interest, or put in the Varus in the composition and sell something else to get to 20 gold instead. So he opted out for a more powerful character instead of the interest. And that's one of the things that you cannot tell which one is better.
Sure, yeah.
It's just a difference in game style. And this is something that I really like about TFT. You have so many different options, even so early in the game. You can go either for econ, you can go for more powerful options.
And you can see with the items here, right? Like you have Tides who actually held all 4 components and didn't combine any of them, whereas we had just seen JJ actually build out Frozen Heart. And it's like, no, I want power now. I want to preserve health bar. I want to get a little bit extra gold from winning.
Yep.
But it means Tides is more flexible, so that once he's down at this carousel, you can figure out maybe around now or maybe after Krugs what he's building up, what he's gonna place.
Although, if it would be up to me, as Tides of Time, I would probably just build Hand of Justice straight away. It's such a powerful item. But it's still like, as I said, the game is all about game style and game plan and just execution. So people have different ideas, people have different perception of what is value, what is worth. I mean, the Mundo has to be bought, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, he's already got Berserkers going on, so...
And Mundo is better than Renekton.
Yeah, but right now he's 3 Berserker, 2 Desert. He wants to keep Desert is ultimately what he's thinking here.
Yeah, but you could either just change...
Okay, drops Volibear.
Maybe even Maokai is worth dropping just to get to 10 gold. That's another thing that when you think about Econ...
Take the damage, but I would say that with him having the win streak of 3, if he wins this, he win streak of 4, that is definitely better than Econ.
I mean,
getting his win is 100% better than Econ.
He still would have a good creature instead of it. Like the Maokai is okay, but putting in a Berserker or even just the Virus gives you a lot of potential damage on the board. So those are the small differences. I'm not saying it's a mistake or anything, it's just a difference in choices that you can do.
With the win, goes up to 10, sells the right amount of stuff. He's okay, I'll pass on Rek'Sai, I'll pass on Syndra. And we go on to the next round as we now get a look at how Hakeem's doing. Also going mages, actually. So we've seen, I feel like several players have the chance of getting pretty spell heavy, right? We had all the Infernal holds earlier. This is 3 mage. We have 3 light. That's probably Toast, I'm guessing. He's like the only player I've seen actually go light.
Rakin didn't level up even once. He's at 8 out of 10. Sorry, he leveled up once so far. He's 8 out of 10 experience, so he's going to be at level 5 at Krugs. What is interesting, he has a combination of 2 items that is benefiting from each other. Rage Blade gives you more attack speed the longer you survive, so you reset the aggro after you die from the Guardian Angel, so you can still build up the Rage Blade during that time. So Malzahar benefits with multiple ultimates from his,
which is good, because he's getting hit by LeBlanc, so might get the second spell off. Okay, well, not just yet, but come back up and get more Spider Link probably. LeBlanc retargets, though, gets the chain, switches aggro, just barely survives.
That was pretty nice.
All right, and he sells for 30, so yeah, Hakeem's got a lot of money. He's going to be 5 on Krug, he'll bank again, like another 30 or 40 gold. Might sell 1 unit.
Oh, he got LeBlanc as well.
So I just did a walk around and talked to a couple of the players, and as suspected, everyone's saying like, yep, we're just going to go freaking high roll everything. One thing that I did appreciate was Becca is fully committing to the bee cosplay for Halloween.
I saw the typing.
All of her emotes are all Bumblebee.
Oh, awesome. I didn't see the emote wheel was up. That's actually great.
Yeah, I told her, I'm like, you definitely have to use it. This is a tournament. We got a BM. But looks like everyone's a little bit more focused compared to yesterday.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit less player harassment today.
Yeah, I am not going to be jinxing or harassing the players as much today.
Yeah.
Still a little bit. Got to appreciate Rakeen breaking out the JoJo cosplay. That's what he's claimed it as, Joseph Joestar.
Oh, I see. That's good. Is that from a movie?
Freak. Sometimes, man.
Is it from a cartoon?
So even Captain Flowers has watched more JoJo.
Yes.
I didn't.
Captain Flowers enables you.
Oh,
I don't. Rakeen, wow, incredible. Managed to beat the Krugs.
Amazing.
High skilled gameplay.
Well, look at the items that he picked up from it. That's a Dragon Claw right there.
I mean, he kind of flinched at, when he saw the double negative cloak. But to be honest, I don't think that's such a bad item in current metagame. Even with only 50% magic resist, I feel like it's worth to build, unless you go for an example double Hurricane Bolt. Although Hurricane is not as good as it was pre-patch. One thing worth noting in general about the current patch that we're playing on is the fact that there's so much power into tier 4 units that are freestyled. Like a potential Olaf, Ashe, Twitch, all of those creatures are insanely powerful.
Yeah, one of the things that's actually come in with set 2 is the introduction of non-linear scaling for 4 and 5 cost units, where the 3-star bonus breaks linear scaling and goes to absurdity. So like Lux, for example, per spell is, I believe, 500, 800, 10,000. If you can get 3-star Lux, you're not going to get 3-star Lux, basically ever, but she'll actually one-shot your whole squad if it happens.
And it would be a cool storyline to actually see it in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
So
Stock up all the Nikos.
Yeah.
the same thing happens, I mean, maybe not to that extent, but the same thing happens with Ashe, which has like 75, 150% attack speed, and then 300 or 400 or something absurd like that. And she's just start going off with the arrows everywhere.
So that's kind of interesting because, again, getting a 3-star 4-drop or a 3-star 5-drop is really, really, really rare. From personal experience, you're almost better off running 2 2-stars and not finding the third one. So.
But that was the thing with the linear like build-up of the stats, right?
Yeah,
Like
you almost got more
yeah.
spell damage by holding 2 of them. So now in this case, it's worth holding it. You know, sitting like 30 gold on your bench, just waiting for like the last 3 versions of the Kali. It's like actually no, this time it's worthwhile. I think it's actually really cool. I do like the idea of holding out and finding your 9th copy. So I think it's actually really entertaining. I like that change.
It's a high risk, high reward.
It is,
well.
because you're definitively losing income by holding the other 5 copies of the Kali waiting for the 9th.
I will say already, just with the removal of the challenges, I feel like we're seeing better positioning compared to let's stack everyone in the front 2 rows, or I think it was 1 or 2 in each row. So that's already one of the biggest changes coming into today.
Yeah, today is gonna be competitive.
Yep. Taking a look at Hafu right now in this one, of course, first game of the day. There's going to be somewhere between 3 and 17 played, based on who can win and how frequently. Hafu, though, down to 66 health already. Not incredibly lethal just yet. There's always time to stabilize, but running triple Predator right now. Level 2 Kog'Maw in there, only level 1 Skarner, but level 2 Rek'Sai. So decent number of silver units. Desert coming in with Azir as well as Renekton. 2 Azirs actually being played, 2 level 1 Azirs. I guess there's no other synergies he really cares about, so just gonna let them try to summon some Sand Soldiers.
She has enough of frontline already, so the 2 Azirs are just good damage dealers. They go off early on because they just have so much starting mana, so it's really good. This is why Azir is also pretty good with
There's the B emote. There's the B emote.
You're so strong.
Oh.
But she got
Rightly so.
10 damage.
wrecked.
10 damage in the Hafu. She's not doing too great right there. I gotta point out, there's 3 Heat 1 players in the bottom 4 right now. Like I'm gonna keep that storyline going for a little while. You know, who is the good Heat, who is the bad Heat?
Oh, you should mention the seeding of them, by the way.
Oh yeah. So production called out something really interesting at the beginning of the day, which is every seat won once except for seat 7, where both Holy Toth and Tides were both seat 7 when they came through. So Tides had a lower overall score, so he got moved to 8. But otherwise, no one moved seats from yesterday. It just so happened that everyone was spaced out appropriately.
So it was like Heat 1 had people advancing from seats 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Yep.
And then Heat 2 was 2, 4, 6, and 7.
Yep.
Hilarious, actually.
I know. Actually, kind of incredible when that happens. That was fun. We'll see if we get the 5x Ocean in a row. You know, we kind of had that going on the first day as well. Whereas I think Triple Infernal in the 4th game was remade and would have been 4th Infernal.
Malphite. And whenever I see Malphite, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy him. He's such a power creature. He doesn't deal damage, maybe, but the powerful CC and the potential of just hitting so many creatures at the same time is very appealing.
I love that Kog'Maw has a League of Legends build right now. Rageblade Seraphs. Like you don't see it every time, but that is theoretically a possible build on this champion. Mid Cog would go Seraphs, and Rageblade honestly is a decent like mid-game flex item to turn him into an auto attacker.
And a free poison already.
Yeah,
that
this is good.
Super powerful.
Poison Predator Desert. So less spells, execution, and some armor pen.
That's a big power spike right now.
But she is going against the team.
And look at that.
Wardens though, like Desert is good against Wardens, so like you're getting some benefit.
There's one problem. Malphite got the Mountain buff, and that's what I said yesterday. When you hit a Mountain buff on your main tank, your backline is gonna be invincible because he's tanking for such a long time. You're gonna get like 10 to 20 damage from that round alone.
Yeah, I mean, 2 things happened there, right? So the shield actually got absorbed, right? So all the damage got, taken up. And also, what's Predator buff going to do when you can't get through your first target?
Exactly.
Like that, it's only bonus damage when you actually knock things down and can snowball the fight. So a bit of an unlucky matchup there. Even though Desert is good into Warden, you cut the armor down. Wasn't enough.
Look at that. Who's on the first place with
It's Keen.
9 win streak?
It's Keen.
It's Keen.
It happens every game.
So it's gonna
9 win streak, 47 gold, level 6.
It's hilarious that so many people argue, oh, TFT has not that much skill expression and so on. And yet you see here in a lobby where there's, well, honestly, all of those players are challenger.
Yeah.
All of those players are challenger, and Keen and JJ are the most consistent, right?
Yeah. top forward like basically every single time, several wins across them as well. So take a look at what Keen's doing, right? Rank 1 Malphite, really good stun. And I like the positioning, right? Because he, like, sure, you're putting Malphite on the forward hex. Sure, no problem, of course, that makes sense. But you're also against the back hex, right? Yeah. The mirrored back hex where your opponent's backline is going to be. So it's Malphite setting up against the backline. Of course, gets a good ult off, sets up for the squad.
Malphite as an ocean board is one of the best creatures, definitely. If there's a frontline ocean hex, that's definitely the best creature to have.
Picking up another upgrade right there. Keen just got the 2-star Veigar.
Yeah, this is interesting, right? So he's playing 3 mage, 2-star Veigar, Ocean for the regen. Like, this is obviously a really, really good set of synergies. Almost everything is level 2. In fact, everything but the Malphite's level 2. Like, this is a very good looking composition. Solid set of synergies, and yeah, I mean, Veigar can even be a carry if, you know, he had managed to get some 1-stars off the map.
Well, there's a question of what Keen will do in the next level up, because the Brand is waiting there, right? Brand will have the mage synergy. He is pretty good with the Spear of the Shogun that is being built right now for the Malzahar, but at the same time, Keen is looking forward to Shadow synergy. So here's a question of what he will do. Will he pivot from the Shadow idea, or will he stay with the Shadow and just try to get more Shadow creatures in general?
Well, there's your
well,
answer.
that's my
he
answer,
just threw
yeah.
in the Scion, took the Vlad out, and put in the Azir. One of the things that I was actually excited for, which we're seeing right now, is when Keen starts to roll. I think it's almost I don't know how to describe it besides it being almost like a dance. Where he's like, roll, look through everything, swap like 3 units in and out, and then start rolling again, and then potentially put another 2 in. Like, he's just so good at it.
Yeah, well, he's pivoted into Shadow. That's the big one here, right? Level 2 Scion comes in.
Oh, Zed and a Nami.
That's the question. I mean, the Nami kind of doesn't fit to what we see right now in the composition.
But still, lucky boy.
Well, you got a Thief's Gloves Diana in the backline there, hitting the Malzahar. That's going to be pretty painful. Opposing level 2 Janna also does a lot for the health back up. So Top is a pretty good lineup here. A lot of Voidlings here now helps quite a bit, but it feels like he's running out of health. And that is, yeah, that Janna reset I think did so much work. I don't think Hurricane was going to win this one. Veigar's doing a bit of work, but I think the heals are too much.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Wait, hold on. Okay.
Veigar's strong. I mean, I was waiting for I didn't notice that he took out his 3rd mage because we saw Veigar with the double cast absolutely destroying people yesterday.
But now taking a look at Holy Toth now as he took that win. Ended Keen's winning streak. 4 win streak now for this one as well. Is level 7, level 2 rounds ago, right? Start of the end of PvE round. It's very, very common level timing. I like the Zyra build. I think Zyra